Welcome back. I got a news story from the past here. This one would fall under the health and safety guys category. As you can see on the screen there, Ivy League students used to have to pose for nude photos for, quote, science, end quote. Where have we heard for science before? I can't put my finger on it, but basically, this practice went on for like decades, as it says in the article here. No matter what the embarrassment Harvard students might face in their first few weeks on campus, none will be as mortified as posing for nude photos, which used to be as much as part of the college registration process as scheduling classes and choosing a dorm. Just imagine showing up to college on your first day and you get led back into some room and are told to strip down to your birthday suit. There's a bunch of strange dudes sticking these metal pins in you for, scoliosis or whatever bullshit. So it goes on to say for decades, thousands of students at Harvard and other prestigious schools would arrive on campus, strip down, and pose in front of a camera with 4-inch metal pins sticking out of their spines, essentially turning them into human porcupines. The practice of posture photos was common from the 40s to the 70s. It goes on about all of these elite types, the Hillarys and Bob Woodwards and the rest of these clowns that went to most of these Ivy League schools. The photos of them naked, I guess, are out there. It all began in the 1880 when the Harvard Physical Education Department took nude photos of all freshmen at the time. There were no women at Harvard. The Crimson noted that being nude in college actually wasn't that weird. Sure, men did swimming races in nothing but their birthday suits because it was considered hygienic. Yeah, I'm sure that's the reason why they were told to not wear anything when they were swimming. Hygiene, sure. The photo practice continued unabated until 1940, when Harvard researcher William Sheldon co opted the program and turned it into a somatotyping campaign. This meant he assigned each student to one of three labels to describe his body type. Supposedly, this William Sheldon guy wanted to photograph the intellectual elite to show that their physiques look like as he believes they would be indicative of their personalities. I'm sure that's what William was up to. But as the New York Times explored the art 20 years ago in an article called The Great Ivy League Nude Photo Posture Photo Scandal, some don't think Sheldon's motives were purely scientific. You don't say. Goes on, and he was about this other guy who thought it was some sort of eugenics program, a matchmaking service. And then it goes on here. Sheldon was able to continue his practice uninterrupted until about 1950, when a horrified female freshman at the University of Washington told their parents. The next morning, a battalion of lawyers officials stormed Sheldon's lab, seized every photo of a nude woman, convicted the images of shamefulness, and sentenced them to burning. Yeah, I'm sure there were plenty of copies made. A few thousand photos were burned right then and there in Seattle. More would be destroyed in the 60s and 70s as posture photos were phased out. So this went on for decades. Sheldon would die in the late 70s without much other than the obscure photos to show for his theories about body shape and personality. The thousands of photos that weren't burned are housed in the Smithsonian Archives. Know that they're only available to researchers and museum personnel. So there you go. 50, 60 years this went on, and nobody thought this was what this William Sheldon guy and his cronies were doing. Nobody thought this was a little bit a little bit much, a little creepy. Nobody thought that at all. So same tactics. I saw another article where they claim that they were doing this for posture, for scoliosis, but also to identify rickets and whatever other nonsensical bullshit label. Well, we were doing this. I'm sure there were much more much more nefarious agenda going on from Mr. Sheldon and his little ghoulish cronies. Anyway, thanks for listening.